Pakistan's ISI chief is currently in Dhaka, Bangladesh, for a visit that has raised an alarm here in India. The reason why he's there to possibly kickstart an intelligence sharing network between Pakistan and Bangladesh. I don't need to explain the history of that relationship for you, but the fact that the highest officer of the ISI, the fountainhead of all global terrorism, is in Bangladesh, India's neighbor, country liberated by India in 1971, in order to perpetrate the ISI's agenda, is a big, big threat to India. Take a look.
The source or haven of every major terror group on earth. Pakistan's ISI has just made a big move in Naya Bangladesh. An ISI delegation led by its chief, Lieutenant General Asim Malik, is in Dhaka for a 4-day visit, holding meetings with high-ranking Bangladeshi officials and reportedly hammering out an intelligence-sharing network with the former East Pakistan. The visit has set off understandable alarm bells in India, which has watched the imploding change of guard in Bangladesh since August last year, and the security threat a newly hostile neighbor already represents. But the arrival of an ISI delegation raises the stakes to maximum pitch. In simple terms, the organization responsible for all anti-India terror is now striking an intelligence deal with UNICEF's Bangladesh.
It's a serious matter, and Bangladesh, it appears, under Mohammed Yunus, is on its way to become again East Pakistan. Mohammed Yunus was a plant of deep state of America, and a democratically elected government was toppled of Sheikh Hasina.
The evolving relationship between Dhaka and Islamabad is a development that India cannot ignore. There are credible reports suggesting ease travel restrictions for ISI personnel and elements linked to Jamaat-e-Islami in Bangladesh. This poses a serious security challenge for India, particularly in the northeast, where such ties could fuel instability.
This ISI delegation has not gone to take Kawa there. They are planning a deep conspiracy of perpetuating terrorism, cross-border terrorism from the then Bangladesh and now East Pakistan. They are going to send terrorists, send weapons, and I will not be surprised even LWF, the left-wing terrorism is also again they try to revive.
This visit follows another high-profile trip, that of Lieutenant General Kamrul Hassan of the Bangladesh Army to Rawalpindi, signaling a rapid warming of ties between Pakistan and Bangladesh. India has long been wary of Pakistan's involvement in the region, given past accusations of ISI support for insurgencies in India's northeast. Now, with Dhaka engaging more closely with Islamabad, there are fears of renewed threats along India's vulnerable borders.
Northeast terrorism, all this earlier, for Northeast terrorists also, Bangladesh was a training ground. Left-wing Maoist, they were getting arms and supplies from Bangladesh. Now, imagine Mr. Yunus has appointed Home Secretary, a person who was actually the creator of HUT in Bangladesh.
Observers suggest the ISI delegation's discussions may include military and intelligence cooperation, as well as regional security issues. But the implications for India are clear: a potential strengthening of anti-India elements in the region. The question now is, will India continue to wait and watch? Or will it see the ISI visit to Dhaka as a reason to step up or step in? With Shivani Sharma in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Should this alarm India? Should India do something that it is not doing? What are the options? What should India do? Joining me live is Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain. He's a well-known defense and military expert. He's former GOC of the 15 Corps. He's a member of the National Disaster Management Authority and one of India's most respected voices on military and strategic affairs. General Hasnain, welcome. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. General Hasnain has just written a column today in the Deccan Chronicle titled "Worries on the East Flank Try to Revive Goodwill," which is very much in tune with what we're talking about today. General Hasnain, you have served extensively on the Bangladesh border. You have visited that country many times. You have served with the Bangladesh Army on UN deployments from the Indian Army. You understand that country very well. You've just seen these worrying visits between Bangladesh and Pakistan, including now the ISI chief reportedly spending some time there, building a mutual intelligence network with Bangladesh. How do you see this, and what should India do, sir?
Shiv, first of all, thank you for getting me on this program of yours, and some very pertinent questions which are coming from you. No doubt all of us are observing what is happening on the Eastern Front at the moment. May I start by saying, I think we need to understand from a security point of view that a lot of people think that Pakistan left Dhaka on the 16th of December 1971 with 93,000 prisoners gone into India, and that was the end of Pakistan as far as Dhaka is concerned. To my mind, Pakistan never left Dhaka.
Yeah.
Always embedded there. It was always embedded there. They always knew that they had stakes in India's northeast, that this is one of the areas of which is an Achilles heel for India. They could always try and get back there. We have seen over years attempts by them to try and permeate this area, try and carry out cultivation of sources, sleeper agents, all kinds of activities have gone on. Obviously, an opportunity has presented itself to them at this moment, and they're trying to exploit it. All is not lost for India. Let me tell you, over the last 50 years, India too has worked very assiduously with the Bangladesh Army, armed forces as such. We have a lot of friends there. While you are seeing a lot of things on social media at the moment in terms of the contacts between the Bangladesh Army and the Pakistan Army, I can tell you equally good contacts are there between the Indian Army and the Bangladesh Army too. But the Pakistan Army is making a deliberate effort to surround us, not just physically, but also mentally and psychologically, to show us that, see, this is what we are capable of doing. And this is how India's attention is being diverted into different areas.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that the Bangladesh Army can go beyond and actually carry out what is an attempted fusion or a return to the past. Because all you need to do is to remind the people in the Bangladesh Army and the Bangladesh people that just 1.5 generations ago, there were 3 million people who were killed and 1 million women who were raped by the very people with whom they are now trying to get into cover.
Correct.
So this needs to be assiduously projected and brought to their notice. I think the Indian policy at the moment is very correct. We are not loud. We are quietly doing our diplomacy. This is a very typical approach, Indian approach also. We don't make very loud noises about our diplomacy. I think we need to make sure that we reach out to more segments of the people in Bangladesh, particularly the Bangladesh armed forces, with whom I think we have got some very good contacts.
Given the mood in that country since August last year, some of it avowedly anti-Indian, and I'm not just talking about social media general, as you know, how difficult is that going to be, considering that an ISI-Bangladesh pact would also, as you understand better, mean certain operational realities as well. It could mean a safer haven in Bangladesh, for insurgent groups. You know better than most people how difficult it has been to handle some of those groups and, achieve a semblance of peace in northeastern states. Could that be a threat, an immediate threat, sir?
Shiv, when we do an assessment of the potential threats that can emanate from this Pakistani involvement in Bangladesh, no doubt this whole concept of proxies and levers in that area in the whole of Northeast comes alive all of a sudden. This is something we have faced in the past, and this is something that Pakistan will attempt to do at this time. But I would say at the same time, we should not take as if 100% of Bangladesh has swung into the Pakistani camp.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
enough elements there. The politically people who are quiet, who are not making a noise, I would say 40 to 50% of Bangladesh's community is still very, very quiet. They are not looking at the kind of radicals that Pakistan is wanting to bring about here, the radicalization of society that they are attempting to do. Everyone knows what has happened to Pakistan. Everyone knows the manner in which the world looks at Pakistan as a rogue pariah state. Do the people of Bangladesh want to be seen as a rogue pariah state on the other flank of India?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
not so. So we have got to play our cards correctly. I think get our act together in terms of an outreach, put social media, physical or otherwise. Psychologically, we have to play this game, and I would say establish our old contacts and our old goodwill, a track to diplomacy which can begin, which is something which can always give us reasonably good results.
Do you think, militarily, considering the contacts have been so close, and you write about that extensively in your Deccan Chronicle column, sir, do you think that, apart from the government itself, from the military level also there needs to be a greater level of contact? Yes, there has been a mini quake after August, after the political implosion in Bangladesh, but now it slowly needs to start reaffirming those ties now?
See, Shiv, military diplomacy has never been a strong point as far as India is concerned. Our political diplomacy is very good. It caters for everything. But there are situations in which military diplomacy works even better than political diplomacy. And this is one of those situations and conditions where over the last many years, we've established these contacts, particularly in the United Nations, where people have served together, and with mutual respect, a great amount of respect for each other's capabilities and work cultures, etc. All this can be revived. It's not difficult to revive it, and I think the political diplomacy around the world should attempt to actually reinvigorate military diplomacy to a great extent. And together, the two of them can actually get things working in a wonderful way.
Very illuminating, and I hope to see, the beginnings of a mechanism to get out of any sense of stasis and take this situation very seriously, which I'm sure the system is doing, both at the political and military level. Great to have you as always, General Hasnain. Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much for being with me here on 5 Live on that big story of India and Bangladesh.